Boogie, drop that beat.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Talking Out Loud with Miss Talkative. Everything I say is my own opinion, alleged, and strictly entertainment purposes. Remember, I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe. Comment on the video, let me know what you think. Yeah, Simon and Portia, they were married, 2.5 seconds? It's taking them longer to get divorced than they actually spent being married. Now, Portia, she filed for divorce, and when she filed for divorce, I don't think she really thought it through. I think she was ready. She was in a hurry to get back to Bravo, sign that contract before before she missed her turn or missed her chance to get back in this season. And she didn't actually do the math on the number of months that the prenup said she had to stay married in order for it to be enforced. And I really don't feel sorry for Portia or Simon, because I feel like Portia took her behind over to Phelan's house, and regardless of what Phelan was doing, that was between Phelan, Simon, and whomever else Phelan was dealing with. But Phelan probably felt as though Simon is out here doing whatever, been doing whatever, and not going to stop doing whatever. So she started doing her. But still, just because somebody else is doing something, or because somebody is telling you their problems, does not mean that you need to insert yourself in the middle of their problems. So I believe that Portia was wrong, and Portia is now she's getting exactly what she deserved, because she knows she's accusing Simon of, messing around and stuff like that. So I feel as though if she's seen how he did Phelan, and that Portia being a part of how he treated Phelan, like I said, regardless of what Phelan did, Portia seen what Simon was capable of. She seen him play dirty. So I don't know why she felt like she was immune to that, or why why it could never happen to her. I feel like their divorce or whatever, this could have been all settled by now. Portia, she was looking, I don't know if she was looking to use him as her storyline, but once he filed with the courts to have the prenup thrown out, to have her not filming his house, his car, I feel like Portia's storyline was basically gone away. And so I think that Portia is really trying to stick it to him now, even though he's been majority of the two, blasting her in the media, talking about how she cheated with Future and stuff like that. I feel as though Portia is not going to give up because of her pride, and Portia feels as though that she is, because she's, I don't think she just be thinking. I really don't think she be thinking. Portia does not need this man's house. Do I think she's entitled to it? No. I feel as though if this man bought this house before they were married, it's his house. I know doggone well I wouldn't want to give my house up that I've purchased before I got with somebody. I would be a hypocrite to say that, oh yeah, they deserve, no. They don't deserve none of the proceeds. They don't nothing. Get your own. But Portia does have her own. That's why I don't understand why Portia is doing this. Portia has a nice home. She does not need his home, and she does not need his money. That was the purpose of her rushing back to Bravo. I thought. Not saying that she was broke, but but I'm quite sure Bravo is paying her a hefty salary. And if she just go ahead on and get this over with, she probably can make a lot more, because she don't have to deal with Simon being in the way. She can let him go on about his business and fall back to the wayside and move on with her life. But I guess Portia says she gonna fight tooth and nail for this house, for some money that she real. I don't know. But now, Portia and her attorney has brought out and bring it to the courts. I guess they revealing to the courts Simon's $300 million net worth. According to entertainment or Yahoo Entertainment, In Touch, it says Portia Williams reveals estranged husband Simon's alleged $300 million net worth in divorce war. Real Housewives of Atlanta star Portia Williams fired back at her estranged husband Simon Gubata, demands she produce a series of documents, including her Real Housewives of Atlanta contract, as part of their bitter divorce war. In Touch can exclusively reveal, according to court documents obtained by In Touch, Portia, 43, asked the judge presiding over the case to shut Simon down and revealed his alleged net worth in the process. Portia said the prenuptial agreement she and Simon signed on November 17, 2022 had a provision that said the purpose of the deal was to avoid contested and expensive litigation, including the costly and potentially intrusive discovery process. So in my opinion, Portia is trying to tell the courts that the longer this divorce goes on, the more expensive it's going to be, and they agreed that it wasn't supposed to get expensive, and I guess she doesn't want to continue to shell out money, which further backs my claims. Portia, just go ahead on and get out. Leave the man alone. You don't want him. You wasn't attracted to this man in the first place. You heard this man got some money. You thought he had some money. And that's the only thing that attracted her to this man. She knew doggone well this man wasn't her type. But I mean, hell, Dennis wasn't her type either. And she wound up having a baby by him. But Portia needs to stop. Portia needs to stop. She gets her own money. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to be taken care of. But if somebody ain't willing to take care of you, or they don't want to be bothered with you, they don't want to take care of you, then go on. Go about your business and find your own way to take care of you. This man they didn't have no kids, nothing. Portia, get out and just leave the man alone. You don't want to reveal none of your information, your contract, your checks, your records, none of the stuff that Simon is asking for. So if you don't want to reveal anything, then just walk away and say forget it. But I think her pride, she doesn't want to walk away. But this article goes on to say she filed for divorce on March 27th. The reality star demanded the prenup they signed be enforced, and the Real Housewives of Atlanta star asked that Simon be forced to vacate the $6 million mansion they shared that was purchased by Simon. Simon opposed the request and demanded she moves into the home she owned nearby. Nothing's wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with it. The judge sided with Portia and awarded her temporary exclusive use of the property. In the weeks following, Simon demanded Portia not be allowed to film Real Housewives of Atlanta at the home, fired off a cease and desist, demanding producers not film his luxury car, fired off subpoenas to Portia's bank, and asked a rep for Bravo to show up and answer questions about Portia's return. On top of that, Portia said Simon demanded she sit for a deposition. What did she think? She wasn't going to have to answer any questions. She thought that this was going to, it should have been quick and easy. They wasn't married, but 14 months? Portia should have thought it out. She should have held on just a little bit longer. If she wanted everything that was put in that prenup, she should have held out just a little bit longer. But sad emotions not only have further exacerbated petitioner's resources, an issue that the prenuptial agreement specifically contemplates, as well as crediting discovery disputes surrounding issues in which the court had in significant part previously addressed with temporary order entered by the court on or about May 30th, 2024, her lawyer said. The lawyer asked Portia shows that Simon has intentionally initiated every discovery tool that the parties' prenuptial agreement explicitly contemplates foregoing. Simon is attempting to depose and obtain materials from Portia solely for the purpose of harassment, annoyance, and retaliation, and because respondent intends to delay resolution of the instant divorce. But again, Portia, just go ahead on and leave, and that way this man here, because right now Portia's giving Simon more notoriety than she wants to give him. And he'll probably have to go bark up another tree. But because Portia don't want to let go, and she didn't follow the prenup to the letter or of the agreement for the amount of months, it's like, come on now, Portia. And like I say, I don't feel no way about Portia nor Simon. It's entertaining to see them go back and forth, but in reality, this is like draining, because you're like, are you serious? They still not divorced yet? But it goes on to say, Portia's attorney noted, as the parties enter into a legally binding and enforceable prenuptial agreement that explicitly provides that a central purpose of the agreement was to avoid costly discovery and litigation. There is no need for Simon to depose Portia further. There is no legitimate basis for Simon to seek any discovery from Portia. Well, if he thought she was cheating, and if he can prove it, he's willing to prove that she was cheating, then I do feel as though there is a basis for him to seek discovery. Because because if things were so good between the two, and the divorce was a shock to him, yeah, he want to get to the real reason. What was the real reason for the divorce? Was the reason for the divorce because she just wanted to go back to Bravo, or was the reason for the divorce because she was cheating? But you don't think that I'm about to not put up a fight when you shocked me in a divorce? No. I think he does have a legitimate basis for discovery. But it says, and thus his intent is doing so is simply to harass and embarrass Portia. Of course, because he feels as though he was embarrassed, and she shocked him, got one over on him without him knowing. So you think that he's not going to come back at her? Yeah. Of course, that's exactly what he intends to do. He wants to embarrass her. And now, I don't agree. Do I think he's harassing her? Yes, I do think that he is because he won't go away because he's embarrassed. So I guess he said, if one good turn deserve another. But it says Portia shows that Fulton County mandatory discovery, along with the numerous subpoenas that respondent has issued to various third parties, including wife's banking institutions and employers, is more than sufficient, such that it is intrusive. The lawyer then revealed Simon's alleged net worth. The lawyer said, given Simon has a net worth of well over $300 million, but I thought Portia said Simon was broke. Which one is it? You can't have it both ways. You out here slamming him in the media saying that he's broke, but and you're leaking, having all this stuff leaked about his him owing the jet company and stuff, but now you want to say that he's worth well over 300 million. So you can't have it both ways. You got to settle on a defense portion. But Simon clearly has the resources to continue to unnecessarily expand the instant divorce action and is currently using those resources to propound intrusive and harassing discovery requests that clearly violate the intent and spirit of the parties' prenuptial agreement, as well as this court's amended domestic relations standing order. Portia pleaded for a protective order regarding the discovery sought and attorney fees. Like I say, I don't have no sympathy. I don't have a dog in this fight because I'm not a fan of Portia, and I doggone sure ain't a fan of Simon. But I feel like this should have been over by now. If Portia, I feel like Portia is getting a dose of her own medicine. I really do, and I feel like Simon is getting a dose of his own medicine. I believe they are trying to stick it to each other, but I don't understand why they both just won't let go. And I believe Simon's not letting go because he doesn't want to pay up for what was signed in that prenup because of how Portia embarrassed him and shocked him by filing divorce. And he had no clue that she was headed down that road. And I believe Portia is doing this because she's greedy and because she feels as though that and she doesn't care. I believe that they're both getting a dose of their own medicine. That's just my opinion. I'm just talking out loud. Please like, share, subscribe, comment on the video. Let me know what you think.